44 birthdays never looked so humiliating. Oh, I'd almost feel bad for this woman if she hadn't tried to bring down the royal family. Meghan Markle decided to publish her own birthday message to herself, prompting ridicule.
All right, let's unpack this whole Meghan Markle birthday spectacle, because honestly, it was less of a celebration and more of a PR circus. Strap in, because we're diving into the 44th birthday self-love fest, the awkward product launch, the suspiciously scripted friend tributes, the looming Jessica Mulroney betrayal, and of course, Prince Harry's curious silence while Meghan keeps the spotlight firmly on herself.
On the front page of the Sun newspaper, deservedly so, it has to be said. This was, of course, because Meghan decided, and we know that she is as ever, there is no team, everything is determined by her, and so she decided to post a happy birthday message to herself on the official As Ever website, celebrating the woman behind it all. She pours her heart, vision, and magic touch into every detail, and today we raise a glass to her. Happy birthday to our founder, Meghan. Oh! Then she launched new product, of course. We'll get to that in just one moment. But I've got to show you the reaction to this from Princess Carbuckle. Just as predicted, saying happy birthday to herself, because you all know there's no real team or we at As Ever. This is 100% Markle. Talking about Markle, the woman behind it all the failure. So corny. Of course, speaking of corn, do you remember that woman, Jamie Kern-Lima, with the very odd baby voice? Well, we've got a baby voice Instagram tribute too. Happy birthday, Meghan. I'm not going to do it. Wonder had so much fun making this for you. Can't wait to see what we learn on season 2 of your show. Things that no one ever said or thought. Thank you for being love, light, and such a generous friend to everyone you meet. Oh, okay, Jamie Kern-Lima. Do you want to ask how Jessica Mulroney's going at the moment on antidepressants? Her life completely destroyed because of her friendship with Meghan Markle. What about all of the staff members currently in psychiatric treatment? Do you want to go and ask about the love, light, and generosity that Meghan Markle brought to them? So I decided that actually Link Lauren's birthday tribute was possibly more accurate. Happy birthday, Meghan Markle, the Duchess of White Castle. We had such high hopes for you when you burst onto the scene in 2016 and conned the royal family into thinking you were a big Hollywood star. We all said, okay, this is who Harry has chosen. In 2018, we watched and cheered for your wedding, but then the wheels started to come off even more. You soon absconded to the US and accused your in-laws of racism, fabricating lies and falsehoods for your docuseries and reality show. What a fall from grace. British royalty to a reality star selling jams, jellies, and dog biscuits. You're a wannabe Kardashian, but the Kardashians work. You're one of the laziest women on earth. Here's to more rainbow fruit platters and flower arrangements in your fake kitchen. You're truly the next Martha Stewart, if Martha were bludgeoned in the skull and had severe brain damage. Best wishes keeping your story straight in this next trip around the sun. Of course, some of the mainstream media was suckered by Meghan's stunt. The Daily Telegraph saying a new image has been shared to mark her 44th birthday. But as the Royal News Network pointed out, this is actually an old image, probably taken in 2024 for American Riviera Orchard before that fell apart. Then we got the product launch. Just imagine thinking, I'm one of the most disliked women in the world at the moment. No one is particularly going mad for my birthday, but I know I'm going to turn my 44th birthday into the launch pad for my failed wine product. And then I got this little email, ding, 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 it's Meghan's birthday. And yet again, she has written something as if she's not talking about herself. So Meghan wrote, today our founder celebrates another year. She even put in brackets, happy birthday, Meghan. And tomorrow we're raising a glass to celebrate our newest release. We are thrilled to share that our 2024 Napa Valley Rosé is available tomorrow. Harvested under the California sun, this dazzling vintage embodies everything we love. It's where timeless elegance meets the spirit of summer. We've worked thoughtfully to bring these exceptional bottles to you, and more of your other favourite As Ever products are also being restocked shortly. There is so much to celebrate, is there, really? And we're honoured to share these special moments with you. Cheers to birthdays, a new vintage, and the last golden weeks of summer. The As Ever team.
So let's start with the most bizarre part. Meghan Markle literally posted a happy birthday message to herself. On her As Ever website, she wrote this glowing tribute about the woman behind it all, meaning herself. She praised her own heart, vision, and magic touch before signing off with a toast. Happy birthday to our founder, Meghan. Now, most people might expect friends, colleagues, or even a spouse to write something like that. But Meghan? Nope. She took the pen herself.
Now, what was interesting is that some folk are saying actually there was one Instagram post in relation to Meghan Markle's birthday that actually felt a little bit more authentic than all of the other PR bullshit that she shoved down our throat. And it came from Tracy Robinson. What's interesting about Tracy Robinson, she's obviously married to the Paramount chief executive, and she's someone who doesn't need to go and check with Meghan. She's not like Jamie Kern-Lima. Meghan, can I post this? She just posts what she thinks. And so she posted a black and white picture of the two of them on a previous dinner at a diner with Meghan seemingly actually having some fun for once. And she wrote, "Oh, how I can laugh and dance with you like no other. You are sunshine in a bottle. Thank you for always making time to be such a loving and collected friend, no matter what's going on in your life. You dance through the day with so much grace, light, and love. I hope your wee posse of three are smothering you with hugs and kisses today, my dear. Happiest of birthdays, dear." Meghan replied, "Thank you, sweet abs, right back at you, and happy birthday to you. 4 out of 4. So, Angela Levin, our royal mastermind, Prince Harry's biographer, with me now. Angela, it's quite something, isn't it, to turn your own birthday into an opportunity to praise yourself with a social media message written by yourself about how wonderful you are. I think the mockery on the front page of the Sun newspaper, Angela, is well and truly deserved. Do you? Big news. Outspoken is now available as a podcast too. So please do subscribe wherever you get yours, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and make sure you rate and review. I'll take 5 stars, if you may.
Oh gosh, yes, absolutely, completely. But the thing about her, I think the reason she's done it is because nobody could write it so nicely. Nobody could write it with such passion and recognize what an amazing woman she is. She's running out of people who actually want to work for her because she's always going to get things right. She's going to write things right. She's going to talk about things that's right. And that's it. She has to tell everybody how wonderful she is. I mean, she's getting worse, actually. Whatever male thing she's got, it's outrageous to do that. You don't do that. You don't send it to about yourself, do you? But the other thing is there anything from Harry? No, I haven't seen anything from Harry. So maybe she's in one of her things that actually she should get rid of that and just talk about herself, because Harry's not saying a word in sort of making a big fuss about it.
No, because all Harry wants to talk about is not his estranged wife's birthday, Angela, but rather, I didn't punch my uncle and make him bleed in the nose. But we'll come to that. We'll come to that in just one moment.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going to get a bollocking, isn't he, if she doesn't say something? I don't think she doesn't want him to say. She needs him there to say, "You're wonderful, the most ever wonderful person I've ever seen. You're beautiful, you're so clever." And she's got to need that. And if she doesn't get that, he's in big trouble and she will be in trouble for herself. I think actually she's finished altogether. If you come so appallingly down just to say how you're so wonderful because you realized the day before that no one's going to say anything for you, that's the end.
Well, yes. And what's interesting, Angela, is Maureen Callahan and Kinsey Schofield have actually been discussing a new report that Meghan is actually close to being dropped by her agent, WME, which again would be even closer to the finish line. I mean, Angela, I think that summary is very accurate. But in terms of your point, which that she's close to being finished, I mean, if she were to now be dropped officially by WME, that certainly adds to that.
Yes, I think people are now feeling they can say anything they like about her. We have had odd people who would say something that they don't feel that she's behaving properly or she's not very nice. But this now is at a torrent of nastiness about her. But people just don't want it anymore, and they don't think she's got much to show. I mean, she can't make cooking. She can't cook very well. She can't get particularly good wine. I've read that people don't think it's much good, and she doesn't seem to do anything. She doesn't look nice in any dress she wears, even though she tries very hard to look a bit like Catherine, but she can't manage that at all. People don't like it that she's gone on and on about the royal family for 5 years now. For goodness sake, they're a wonderful family, apart from things that we'll be discussing later. But it's not how you behave. And on her own family, her mother's gone off. She can't bear working with her. This is something particularly big because mothers are usually very patient with their daughters if they've just got the one child. And, I think people don't care anymore. I think they're just whooshing out. They're being rude, they're being funny, they're absolutely highlighting it, because what happens if she wants to take all of us to court? She's going to have hundreds of people that she wants to demand that for an apology. She's not going to get it.
So, where does this leave Meghan? Right now, she's in a dangerous place. Her brand feels forced. Her friends' tributes feel fake. Her business ventures aren't hitting. Her husband isn't publicly backing her like he used to. And her ex-best friend might be about to expose her for who she really is.
No, and Angela, lots of people were saying, gosh, had she almost given her friends a script on her birthday? And I know that some people say, well, that just sounds like a conspiracy. But I read out the Jamie Kern-Lima post and then the post from Robbins. And then look at this too from Kelly McKee Zyphon, who's like her BFF, heart mom, she's described as, on Instagram. Happy birthday to you, sweet Em. You're pure magic, a force of fun, light, and so much love. Thank you for being the kind of friend who makes everything better and way more fun. Here's to the best trip around the sun yet. This captures us perfectly. Love you so very much. Now, did you notice, Angela, all three of those so-called best friends use these terms fun, light, love? I mean, it feels very suspicious.
Please say this. Yes, of course it's suspicious. I mean, I think of the podcast too have absolutely finished her off because, all those women there, she wasn't interested in one bit. It was me, 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 me. And she let slip almost everything possibly ghastly about her. And I think that's what she's done. And now people think, who is this woman? She's appalling about the people she's with and what she says. And I think that's not helped her one bit. I mean, trying to give a sort of fruit bowl is okay-ish, but not actually telling everybody non-stop about how wonderful you are when you're quite not.
Indeed. And then, Angela, we get the real story from the friend who doesn't view Meghan as love and light, quite the opposite. And it's Jessica Mulroney, who I mentioned just a little bit earlier. This was, of course, her best friend, her closest friend, even once she was within the royal family. And we spoke last week about the fact that she's gone through her own divorce now. But what's interesting is the Daily Mail is reporting that Mulroney says she now regrets becoming friends with Meghan and believes that all of the trouble in her life started at the royal wedding. Let me read you some of this reporting from Alison Boshoff. Surprisingly at root, one well-placed source says that Jessica herself traces her current unhappiness back not to her bruising online scandal, but to that glorious day in 2018, when she watched her then best friend walk down the aisle of St. George's Chapel in Windsor. So much so that now, rather than looking back on her brush with history with pride, a perfectly placed source revealed Jessica now says that she somewhat regrets becoming friends with Meghan. While she enjoyed all the exposure it brought for her at the time, that same exposure is what caused her social media rift to blow up in the way it did and led to the end of her friendship with Meghan and her marriage. The source adds, if she could go back, a part of her wishes she was never part of that wedding. She really did consider Meghan family, but now she sees that whole time as a dark cloud. And it also refers to the fact that Jessica Mulroney sort of made this final little dig. Sorry, that Meghan Markle made this final little dig at Jessica Mulroney by deciding to sign up the actress Mindy Kaling to be part of With Love Meghan. Wasn't a message to her former friend, as one source puts it with some restraint. That seemed very cruel. So I'm sorry, Angela. I trust much more what's coming from Camp Jessica Mulroney than the love and the light that's coming from Tracy Robbins and Jamie Kern-Lima and Heart Mom.
Yeah, what the problem I think was why it's so painful is that if you fall so much in love with somebody, it's very difficult to put yourself back into the right sort of pieces. It can be a man, it can be a girlfriend. And I think this is what it was. Meghan was always hugging her, always kissing her. She was her lead bridesmaid. Her boys were the little boys for looking at the wedding, and she's got a daughter who was a princess. She just wanted her there for her all the time. And then when she didn't, there was this small racist thing that wasn't actually very much but she cut off instantly. It's boom, it's like a bomb going off. And actually your inside can't take it sometimes. You just can't. It can take you a long time to get over it. And as she sees, she's flying away, doing everything she wants. And she's had a very bad time with her husband. She could have been very, very badly affected by this. And she didn't expect it, you see. I think you always have to hold a little bit back to make sure you don't let somebody absolutely take you for advantage.
She can either pivot, drop the overproduced image, stop trying to be Martha Stewart 2.0, and embrace some genuine humility, or keep doubling down on the curated fantasy. But if she chooses the latter, she risks becoming exactly what Angela Levin warned. Not just irrelevant, but a joke. The irony? Meghan wanted her birthday to prove she was still thriving. Instead, it exposed just how shaky her world really is. Meghan Markle's 44th birthday wasn't about balloons or wine. It was a mirror reflecting her biggest problem. She's running out of believers. The self-praise, the scripted friends, the absent husband, it all screams desperation. And in Hollywood and royalty alike, desperation is the one thing you can't hide.